Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Monday, the 10th of March. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing and learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay. All right, we saw a bit of a rally on Friday afternoon. That was mainly in response, I think, to Trump's comments that obviously the Canadian tariffs were being delayed, or at least the USMCA valid part of it was being delayed. That didn't really get a response from Canada, apart from them saying that they would also be delaying the second part of their retaliation. And that was followed up yesterday by an interview with Donald Trump, when he was talking about he was talking more about the plans for his tariffs across other countries, and also that he was asked whether this might cause a recession, and he said obviously it might, and he didn't want to answer that question because it was hard to tell on these things. So that wasn't particularly encouraging. So if we were, it's a really nice technical setup for a rally here. It would be easier to deliver a rally if you just stop talking for a week, probably, but that's probably not going to happen. So we've read an inflection point here. We will see how that goes. I'm liking the rally setup here on both equities and crypto, but we may just fall through it. Really, there's not much reassuring coming from the US government, and that may well continue to be the case for several weeks. We are going to see rallies within this decline. Is it going to be here? Well, it's a very nice setup, and it's a very obvious inflection point, but we could drop through to the next one. In the meantime, a retest of Friday's low would set up a nice looking little double bottom. NQ is getting pretty close to that too. We've not broken over this falling wedge resistance. There's rather a nice falling wedge here, which I'm watching carefully. This was one of the reasons this is a very nice place to see a rally if we are going to get one. On RTY, we have got a nice looking potential level bottom, and YM, we've got a nice looking potential level bottom. DAX and ESTX, we're seeing some weakness here. We had a little level top here, breakdown on DAX, and that's now pretty much made target. ESTX and DAX both have larger potential level tops. The DAX one is nicer, but I am wondering whether these might be head and shoulders forming, but the main support here on ES is very obviously the monthly pivot, and DAX is looking stronger, but is heading back towards that too. All right, let's have a look at the bigger picture charts. Okay, looking at ES, we've got a very nice looking potential buy signal brewing here. We've got another one on IWM, and we've got daily RSI 5 buy signals fixed on QQQ and Dire. All the new weekly pivots weekly pivots in, and I've rolled DX into June. In terms of the short term, this is potential bottoming action. We could set up a little level bottom here today if we see a retest of the low, and it seems that we well might. Looking at Qs, potential part formed IHS, but I'm looking mainly at this wedge, which we've also got on the Qs as well as on NQ. Dire, nice looking potential level bottom. These are nice. We've got a whole load of hourly buy signals we've still got from when we were trying the last rally. Those are still in play. We've got daily RSI 5, positive divergence. It's a nice looking setup. Although there's not much in the way of encouraging news really on the bigger picture. Looking at the IWM chart, we've got possible daily RSI 5 buy signal brewing. We've got possible RSI 14 buy signal brewing. We've got RSI 5 14 buy signal fixed again, and we've got a nice looking double bottom. If we're going to see a rally, this is a nice setup to see it. I would only be looking for a counter trend rally, ideally a strong one, before this would head down again. Hopefully we'd see a nice flag form, which would give us a good signal as to when it would turn down again. DAX, seeing a little weakness here. This has been very, 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 very strong over recent months though, and I'm not assuming that this trend line here is going to hold. In Nikkei, seeing a bit of a rally here, may not be much. We've got a nice looking little double bottom, and we've got possible RSI 5 buy signals brewing here too. All right, let's have a look at DX. DX, this is looking very promising to the downside. So I think the answer I'm just going to show my bigger picture DX chart because I think that's something that we probably need to see here, and that is, wait a second. I think this would cover it. Yeah, okay. On the larger megaphone that you can't see, obviously we're heading back towards the rising support, which I've gotten about the 100 area, I think. But we've got this very nice. This is a really nice looking setup here. We had a very clear bull flag. Obviously, that bull flag overthrew very slightly and then broke down. That flag breaking down has a target in the 101.75 area. We've also got a clear head and shoulders here, which is also broken down with a target in the 101.75 area. There is a very good target in the 101.75 area, and if this is what I think it is, which is the start of a significant impulse leg down, then where I think the obvious target that this is heading to is 96. But on the good news, the overall target that we are looking at, well, the overall pattern on US dollar would appear to be a bull flag forming. So if we get down to the 96 area, then there's a pretty good chance it's going to come straight back to 114.75. That could actually set up some very nice trades. CW, I think this is a bear flag megaphone. We are seeing a bit of a rally here. This looks like a bear flag forming, and I'm thinking we'll likely continue down afterwards. CL, I think there's a very good case for the retest of the low at 63.57. We're seeing a bit of a bounce here. This looks, again, like a bear flag forming at the moment. NG, we've got targets above in the 575 to 625 area. Again, not really seeing much reason to think that won't make target. So we will see, but we are seeing this edge higher. And we're now within 85 cents of reaching the lower of the double bottom targets here. On GC, this looks like a bull flag, and with the dollar cratering, I'd be expecting to see this deliver a retest of the highs. Same exactly with SI. HG, we've been seeing a bit of a pullback here. We've got a double top which is broken down, and the lower first target for that is slightly lower than we've managed so far, maybe the 464 area, or and the extended target would be a bit lower than that, maybe 461. The 60-minute sell signal has reached the possible near miss target. Not much to see on the currencies here, apart from obviously the dollar is going down and everything else against it is going up. KC, I'm wondering about a big bear bull flag forming, which is ABC, maybe get down to the 355 area. SB has broken up for a double bottom here. It's testing the monthly pivot as resistance, but if it gets over it, having pretty much made the 60-minute buy signal target, then I would have targets in about the 1915 to 1925 area. Looking at CC, possible bottoming action here short term. ZW, nice little rally, bigger picture. This is a very nice looking potential bottom. On corn, we've got a nice looking bear flag channel here. Wondering about a test of the channel support in the not too distant future, 462.5. On soy, we've got a we've got a possible bull flag forming here. So watching that carefully, and I'll be drawing the trend lines in on that by tomorrow, I think. On CT, nice looking rally here. This could be an IHS breaking up with a target really up here at about the 69.15 area. Possible 60-minute sell signal growing lumber. Bigger picture, I'm leaning towards the downside. Live cattle, nice move up here. No obvious reversal pattern. But I am thinking that this may well go significantly higher. On lean hogs, nice looking rally here. We've got an IHS that's broken up. We're testing the monthly pivot as resistance and finding resistance there so far. If it breaks over that, the IHS target is in the 90 area. So let's have a look at questions, of which we've got none at the moment. We've got a nice looking bottoming setup here. I don't know, we've not got much news to support that. We were getting some on Friday, but obviously that was more or less negated over the weekend when Donald Trump was talking about more tariffs against multiple other trading partners and declining to rule out recession and making it appear that avoiding recession isn't a huge priority for him. We will see. We could break down from this, but we have got a very nice looking bottoming setup here, and we may well still see a rally. We will see. Obviously, we're getting news bombs on almost a daily basis. And who can say what today's news bomb will be? But I'm liking a rally as long as we don't see a hard breakdown. If we do see a hard breakdown, with extended trade below 5,700 mainly, but really, a hard thrust below the current low at 56.72. then we're doing another leg down. And at the moment, in terms of fundamentals and the overall economic backdrop, I'm not seeing a lot of reason not to do that, apart from that normally we will see some bounces. And if we are going to see a bounce, this would be a very good area to see that. But of course, we may not get that. We shall see. All right, brilliant. I will catch you guys again tomorrow, and should be another interesting day. All right, take care, everyone.